Hello, everyone. Celso here, your East Bay real estate advisor and longtime mortgage veteran. Before the early 2000s real estate bust, I actually owned my own mortgage company after spending more than 15 years as a real estate broker. So when we talk about loans, interest rates, cash out options, or tapping equity, this is a lane I know very, very well. Today, we're breaking down one of the biggest financial decisions homeowners face. Should you pull out a HELOC or do a full refinance? Both can be incredibly powerful wealth building tools if you choose the right one at the right moment. Let's start with the HELOC, also known as the home equity line of credit. Think of a HELOC like a giant credit card attached to your home's equity. Instead of getting one lump sum, you get a revolving credit line you can draw from as needed. Now for the good stuff. HELOCs come with several advantages. You only pay interest on what you use. If you draw $20,000 for a kitchen remodel, but leave the rest untouched, you're not paying interest on the remaining balance. Flexibility. You can tap it again and again during the draw period. Perfect for ongoing projects or emergency funds. Lower upfront cost. HELOCs usually have minimal closing costs compared to a full refinance. Great for short-term needs. If you know you'll repay the balance within a few years, the lower initial rate is a huge benefit. Best use cases: home improvements, short-term financing, debt consolidation, emergency reserves. But like all tools, a HELOC has its drawbacks. Variable interest rates. This is the big one. A HELOC rate can increase at any time, which can make monthly payments unpredictable. Second lien equals more risk. You're adding another layer of debt behind your mortgage. Temptation to overspend. Easy access sometimes leads to unnecessary purchases. Possible annual fees, inactivity fees, or rate hikes. Not every lender does this, but many do. What is a refinance? A refinance replaces your existing mortgage with a brand new loan, possibly with a better interest rate, longer term, or cash out option. The pros of a refinance. Refinancing can bring several major benefits. Lower interest rate. This is why most people refinance, to reduce monthly payments or pay less interest over time. Switching loan types. ARM, adjusted rate mortgage, fixed rate loan, FHA, conventional. Refinance makes this possible. Cash out option. Want $50K, $100K, or more? Cash out refinancing gives you a lump sum at a fixed rate. One payment instead of two. Unlike HELOC plus mortgage combo, a refinance streamlines everything into one monthly mortgage payment. A refinance isn't always sunshine and equity. Higher closing costs. Refinances usually cost more upfront, sometimes thousands. Restarting the clock. If you go from year 18 of your mortgage back to year 1 of a new 30-year loan, you'll pay more interest overall. You must qualify under today's rules. Debt to income, credit score, employment, everything matters. Section 3. When a HELOC makes more sense. Here's the simple truth. A HELOC is usually better when you need short-term money, want flexibility, or don't want to touch a low mortgage rate you already have. For example, you need $20,000 for a remodel, you need tuition money for 1 to 3 years. You already have a low rate like 2.5% or 3% on your main mortgage. Section 4. When a refinance makes more sense. A refinance is ideal when you want predictable, fixed payments. You plan to stay long-term. You want a large lump of cash. You want to consolidate your mortgage plus HELOC into one clean loan. You're upgrading from ARM to fixed. Imagine you owe $380K on your mortgage at 2.75%. Today's rates are much higher. A refinance would force you to give up that incredible rate. A HELOC might be the smarter play. Now flip the scenario. You're paying 6.75% and want to remodel and consolidate debt. A refinance could drop your rate and give you cash out at the same time. What I recommend as a real estate broker and former mortgage company owner. Having operated my own mortgage company before the real estate bust in the early 2000s, and having been in the real estate business for decades, I always guide clients toward the option that protects their long-term financial health. Here's my bottom line approach. If your current interest rate is low, HELOC. If your current interest rate is high, refinance. If you need big money and stability, cash out refinance. If you need small money and flexibility, HELOC. If you're thinking about accessing your home's equity, whether through a HELOC or a refinance, reach out to me. I've helped so many families through both options, and I can break down real numbers specific to your situation. Your home is one of the strongest financial tools you'll ever have. Use it wisely. Before you head out, let me ask you for one small favor. Please hit the like, subscribe, and share button. It never costs you a thing. Not a dollar, not a dime. But it truly means a lot to me. Your support helps this channel reach more families, more veterans, more first-time buyers, and more homeowners who need real guidance here in California. It allows me to keep creating content that makes a real difference. I'm Celso Manganan, your East Bay Realtor, U.S. Army veteran, longtime broker, and someone who's genuinely grateful every single day for the trust you place in me. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all our veterans for your service and sacrifice. God bless America. God bless our first responders. And God bless our brave troops serving here and overseas. I'll see you in the next video.